Right, so for dinner tonight, I am working on some Brussels sprouts here. So just gonna go ahead and chop these in half and give them a rinse. To go along with that, I've got this salmon. I ordered this from Kroger pickup and it was kind of a small package, but we'll make it work for tonight. We just won't have leftovers. I'll season the Brussels sprouts with salt and pepper, and then I will do Old Bay on the salmon. So let me get going on these Brussels sprouts. Gotta wash and chop them up. And here how our finished plates turned out. The salmon broke up a little bit when I put it on the plate, but we've got the Brussels sprouts, and I just split up that salmon half on my plate and half on my husband's plate over here. So it was really good, just very simple Old Bay salmon. You can't go wrong. And later that night, I wanted to make some brownies. So I am just making the Ghirardelli dark chocolate brownie mix here. And this was a Monday night, so it was really nice to have the brownies throughout the week. Guys, I'm gonna go ahead and prep up some chicken chili tomorrow that I want to have for our lunch. So I've got this big pack of chicken breasts. I'm just gonna use one for the chicken chili because it is just gonna be a lunch for us tomorrow. I do want to prep the rest of this chicken, so I'll share with you what I do with that. I have salt, pepper, olive oil, just the basics. And then for the chicken chili, you'll need a can of Great Northern beans. Again, I'm halving everything. This is a pretty small onion, so I'll probably use all of that. Chicken broth, I've just got the Better Than Bouillon there. It calls for garlic powder, but I have this garlic paste, which I really like, so I'm just going to use some of that. Cumin, chili powder. I've got half a jalapeno here. I used the other half in a guacamole I made the other night. So you can add green chilies, the diced in a can, or fresh jalapeno, which I just happen to have. I almost never buy it, but I'm gonna use that up. I'll take the seeds out so it's not so spicy. And then corn, for the half recipe, it'll be a cup of corn. So I've got a little bit left in this frozen bag, and I have this fresh bag there as backup. But I'm gonna get started on prepping this in the Instant Pot and getting it cooked up tonight. And add in the insert to my Instant Pot. Get all the stuff in there. It doesn't look like a lot of liquid, but the recipe, I I just halved the recipe, so I'm assuming it's gonna work. And let's see, I gotta plug this in. All right, so I want to do more with this chicken. Definitely I have a meal idea for at least one, maybe two of the chicken breasts, is that I want to use this shawarma seasoning this is from Kroger. I've used it before, but not that much, so I want to use more of it. It's really good. It kind of will turn your chicken into like a chicken shawarma. So I have pita and lettuce and tomato and cucumber, so we'll do like pitas later in the week. So I'm going to cut up that, put the shawarma seasoning on it, and let that marinate for probably a day. I'll have to cook it tomorrow night probably. So there is the chicken all seasoned up. So I've got, just did one chicken breast and I don't know, maybe a tablespoon of the seasoning or so. So that's going to marinate, and I did put in some olive oil. So I will get that into the fridge and marinate, and we'll cook that up tomorrow. Yeah, these chicken breasts are pretty big, so I decided just to do one. Considering it's going into a pita, we wouldn't probably be eating a ton of chicken inside of it. So hopefully that works out for lunch or for dinner tomorrow night, and then maybe some lunch leftovers too. All right, so with the remaining 3 chicken breasts, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take one of them and fillet it into thinly sliced cutlets, and I will season that with ranch and Tony's Creole seasoning and oregano. So that will be just kind of some chicken cutlets ready to go with some seasoning on it that can be grilled up or cooked up in cast iron, and those can be chopped up for salads. And then with the other 2 breasts, I'm gonna leave them whole, and we'll just do taco seasoning. And I've got a little bit of this salsa in the fridge. It's really, there's not much left, so I will just dump that in there, and we'll do kind of taco chicken in a Ziploc bag. And both of these will go into the freezer for later use, but that way I can have it prepped, ready to go for crock pot. So that is what I will do, and I will show you my progress. All right, so the chicken is ready. This is the 2 chicken breasts with taco seasoning and salsa. I just poured some water in that salsa jar so that I could liquefy it a little bit more. So there's that seasoning is getting all in there, which is awesome. And then here are the chicken kind of fillets or chicken cutlets that I made and seasoned with ranch and Tony's Creole seasoning. So these I will go ahead and pop into the freezer. I might actually mark on them what they are just so I don't forget. And those will go in the freezer for probably later in the month whenever I get to these meals. The 20 minutes is up on my Instant Pot, and I did let it release there for 14 minutes before I opened it. So the chicken is completely done and everything else in there was simmering. So I'm gonna go ahead and just let this cool and put this in the fridge for tomorrow when I'll heat it up for our lunch. And here it is the next day. This is the batch that I went ahead and added in a little bit of this Neufchâtel low-fat cream cheese. I'm serving this up with Tostitos, and I did pull off a batch without any cream cheese in it so that my husband could have the dairy-free version. And here's my bowl that does have some cream cheese. This was a really good recipe. I'll go ahead and link it down below. All right, guys, I just dumped the chicken shawarma from that Ziploc bag onto my griddle here. So I'm just cooking that up on like medium high heat. Say hi, Ollie. We're dog sitting for a friend of ours. She's having a baby. So, and I realized I really need to clean my stove. So maybe I'll get to that, maybe not, we'll see. But anyways, doing the chicken shawarma here, so I'm just griddling this up, and we're gonna have it with pita and lettuce, tomato, onion, that kind of thing. So I'll get all that stuff out while this cooks. Alright guys, getting ready to cook dinner tonight, so I'm going to make this 30-minute Mongolian beef. It's really good. It's from Taste and See from Holly, so I will link that recipe below. It's really pretty simple, very quick. I've made it before. So I will keep scrolling while this, you know how these sites are. You just have some cut up steak, you mix it in cornstarch, you saute it. You make the sauce component, which is like garlic, ginger, soy sauce, brown sugar. You put the meat back in, you put in green onions, and that's pretty much it. You just let it simmer until it's done. So, or, you know, thickened, and then serve it over rice. So that's what I'm making tonight. And I did take a little help from the store. I just went to Publix because I ordered Kroger this week, but they forgot the steak, or they said the steak was out. So I picked up the pre-cut kind, top round for stir fry, $7.19 a pound to get it pre-cut. But we've got a lot of dishes going on because our garbage disposal is broken, so that's kind of backed up the sink. So I thought, let me take a little extra step, a little help from the store. So let me get started on this, and I'll show you what it looks like. So here it is all thickened up. I went ahead and added in some mushrooms that I sauteed, as well as some grilled vegetables that we had from a previous night, way to bulk up the recipe and use up what I've got. Good evening, guys. It is just after 5 on Friday, so happy Friday, we made it. I'm gonna be making this cheesy overnight hash brown breakfast casserole for our friends who just had a baby. They're coming home tonight, so we're gonna return the dog and hopefully give them this stuff. Hopefully I have time to bake it. I made it for another friend who had a baby last month and they loved it, and I've eaten it before too, so I like it. My husband's not into breakfast casserole type stuff. He's into eggs, but not like casserole eggs. Anyhow, so there's the recipe. It's
pretty simple. Hash browns, butter, cheese, ham. You can use sausage, eggs, milk, etc. So I've got this ham here. I'm halving the recipe. So I've got this cubed up ham. It was in the freezer and I defrosted it for a few hours. So that's about 2 cups. It calls for, how much ham? Oh, it calls for 1 to 2 cups of ham for the full 9.5 by 13 pan. So, well, we'll just use all this and they'll have a bunch of ham in there. I got the shredded hash browns. That's the only thing I needed. And I was looking for a foil pan that was in the square size. My store did not have it because whenever they put them on sale, they're picked over. So they were on sale this week. Literally, I found this cake pan that is 8 by 8 for $4 and something. And the foil pan was like 2 for $4. So I'm like, well, what the heck? I can get a real pan for $4 and I'll tell them I don't want it back. It was $4.39 right there. So interesting that you could get this for $4.39 or you could get 2 disposable pans for like $4 anyway. And it would have been on sale, so it would have been like $2 or $3. But anyways, I did this. This is what I did. I need to get in and out of the store because I was in a rush. But I'm going to go ahead and get this prepped for them and in the oven. All right, folks, this is how the casserole turned out. Looks really good. I put it in for 40 minutes at 350 once I added the egg. So I think it went like a couple minutes past 40 minutes. The timer went off and I was doing something else. So it got nice and brown in the edges and it's totally done in the middle. So that's ready to go so they can eat that whenever, however it's fully cooked, they can microwave it, etc. So I've got to work on our regular dinner now. It's just a couple minutes before 7, so I've got a skillet here and some ground beef. So I'm just gonna do nachos. I think I was gonna do enchiladas, but I'm losing steam, so we're just gonna cook up this ground beef and do some sheet pan nachos. So while those are in the oven, I've got some toppings here. Salsa, this, what is it? Salsa verde sauce. So we'll try that. I've also got queso. I think I might not open this. It's not even opened yet because I put a lot of cheese on it. Sour cream, which I like. Red onion. I put that on before it went in the oven, but if anyone wants more, we've got it. Lime, avocado. And then I've also got this lettuce here that needs to get used up. It's getting a little bit brown in places. So I think that'll be it. I have fresh tomatoes, but I think I'm just gonna cheat and do salsa only. Oh, and I have olives, so I'll cut up a few olives, but I'll show you guys our finished plates when they're ready. I wanted to jump back on and say this salsa verde sauce was pretty hot. Despite that it says medium, it was pretty hot. It has good flavor, but just beware. So be careful if you use that. Well, thanks again for watching and hope you all have a good week. Bye.